So day 2 of week 3. In day 1 we were talking about, what are we talking about? Who remembers? Who remembers? We're talking about God's hunger this week. And we've just yesterday spoken about word saturated worship. Or read about it. Now we're talking about it. In day 2 we'll talk participatory worship. Participatory worship. Worship is not a spectator event. If you're there, you need to participate. Remember, it's a verb. It's not a noun. Now Psalm 79:13 says, "So we, your people, and the sheep of your pasture will give thanks to you forever." Your activity, are you ready for it? It says, write down the ways in which you take personal responsibility for your life as far as worshiping God is concerned. Yeah, just go ahead and write, it's okay. It's your journal, you can fill up the pages, then you'll get a new one as you actively participate. Worship is the responsibility of all God's people. It is the reason why God created you and I. All Christians need to cultivate a life with God that is growing and developing. If we are not growing, we will stagnate and eventually we will die. Think of the words of Hebrews 10 from verse 19 to 22. It says, "Therefore, brothers, since we have confidence to enter the most holy place by the blood of Jesus, by a new and living way opened for us through the curtain, that is his body. And since we have a great high priest over the house of God, let us draw near to God with a sincere heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled to cleanse us from a guilty conscience, and having our bodies washed with pure water." So we had read Hebrews chapter 10, verse 19 to 22. Then we were talking about how Jesus opened the door for us to be able to enter the most holy place. Now this passage calls Christians to draw near to God through Christ, since even as Christians we experience a distance between ourselves and God that only the work of Christ can bridge. We need to draw near to Him personally and individually in devotion, meditation, and prayer. But we also need to draw near to Him by meeting with Him in the fellowship of His people, where God promises to be especially present. Matthew 18 verse 30, people quote it all the time. It says, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am with them. I will be there in their midst." We meet with God when the people of God meet together, pray together, sing together, and listen to the word together. Like you and I are doing right now. God is here with us. You may have heard the story of 2 men debating issues of worship. They had quite different ideas on the subject and were unable to persuade one another. At the end of the frustrating discussion, one of the men said to the other, "Well," I have a colleague who says that all the time, "Well, you worship God in your way and I will worship Him in His." Each of us is personally responsible for our lifestyle of worship. I cannot say that enough, people. Each one of us is personally responsible. You could go to a service, you don't know any of the songs, or they were dry and they were boring and all this. At the end of the day, you are responsible for whether you worship or not. It's like I am responsible for whether I worship or not. It's a very sobering thought. It should never be dependent on how the singer sang, or how the music was played, or even how the pastor preached. As a worshipper, I ought to make it my business to know this God I worship and to take the initiative to participate in corporate worship as an extension of what my personal worship is like. Look, corporate worship is an extension of what my own personal worship is. So if I am bored in my personal worship, I will extend that when we are gathered together in corporate worship. If I don't know this God for myself, I will bring my lack of knowing God to the corporate gathering of worshippers. You know? So I want to come to worship with a good extension, so to speak. Prayer thought. Ask God to help you. Cultivate a life with Him that is constantly growing and developing. Father, I pray that you would help me to develop, that you'd help us to develop a life with you that is constantly growing and developing. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.